At this hour, we have 3 confirmed dead now in Jamaica. And a reminder, we already had deaths from Haiti and the Dominican Republic. So in total, the death toll has risen to 7. And we still have an extremely dangerous scenario that's unfolding for Jamaica. It has not made a landfall. It is still hundreds of miles south of Jamaica. They're feeling tropical storm force winds, but ultimately they could see a storm surge up to 13 feet, rainfall up to 3 feet, if not greater than that. And then we talk about the wind component. So this shows you how devastating these storms can be. And this is before the worst of it has even moved in. We'll continue to get you those updates. Here is the time frame looking at midday tomorrow for that potential landfall. But as this plays out, it's going to move up into Cuba. Overall, it's 160 miles wide, the island of Jamaica. And notice from the western tip to the eastern tip, hurricane force winds are expected along with the other factors like that storm surge and rain. And this is something that we will watch unfold in the hours and days ahead.
All right, so as we go through today, the storm will weaken a little bit once it goes over Jamaica, moves back into the open waters, very warm, and then we'll get closer to Cuba. At that point, probably a Category 4 hurricane. Second landfall in a matter of 24 hours. Then we'll watch to see what it does over the Bahamas. If it hits one of the islands there, you could potentially have a third landfall in 3 days. We'll watch because those tropical storm force winds and the hurricane force winds are going to be significant. Power outages could be widespread, and it will take some time to get the crews back out there to clean it up. Plus the airports, both international airports for now in Jamaica have been closed. We'll watch for more in the way of closures closer to Cuba as well. Center of the storm this morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Later today, we will have landfall. Later this morning, stay with us. That's likely to happen during Weather Command. We'll have Britta Merwin and Stephen Morgan on that. It moves over the island as we go through a good chunk of the day. By later today, it's off. The center of the storm is off the island, but the backside is still having an influence on the island. So even though the storm approaches Cuba, you still have the winds on the backside of the island affecting Jamaica. Cuba is now dealing with the brunt of the storm. You're looking at 11 p.m. this evening. So maybe this time tomorrow, we have the center of the storm moving over Cuba, giving us that second landfall. Then we go into Thursday. It moves over the Bahamas. We'll see if it lands on one of those islands because it's pretty significant as far as size for that third potential landfall. Rainfall will be significant. It has a lot of moisture to work with. Some cases for the island of Jamaica, 12 to 40 inches of rain. Some of that moisture will be picked up and moved to the northeast once we go through Thursday. But this steering mechanism will speed it up and move it out over the open waters of the Atlantic.
We had Gilbert 37 years ago, and now we're having our first major hurricane since then.
Yeah, you heard it right there. The last time Jamaica faced a major hurricane before what's happening right now was back in 1988 with Hurricane Gilbert. Look at the images. Gilbert became a hurricane on the 10th in the Caribbean Sea. It went through rapid intensification on the 11th, and as it moved over to the island there was a Category 4. That's what made as landfall Category 4. That was near Kingston, Jamaica.